In today's gospel, some people were beholding the magnificent temple of Jerusalem. It took them almost 50 years to rebuild this impressive structure. But Jesus predicted its complete destruction. And for the ancient Jews, the temple was associated with God's presence. And therefore, if it was destroyed, the disciples thought this would mean the end of the world. And so they asked him, Master, when will this happen? This might be our question too. When will this happen? We want to know when, so that we will be prepared. One of the greatest fears that disturb us is the fear of uncertainty over the future. Nevertheless, common sense dictates that to reduce the margin of unpredictability, we make plans and provisions for the future over certain goals that we want to achieve. This well-known management expert, Peter Drucker, said, the purpose of planning is not to show the future, but rather to uncover the things we must do today in order to have a future. Simple example, a student has to study his lessons well to make certain he can pass his course, or a businessman have to make feasibility studies before undertaking an enterprise. What about us Christians? And this may not sound nice, but we have to prepare. To prepare not so much for the second coming of Christ at the end of the world, but more to prepare for our own death. We have another death. Maybe last night, our parishioner. The past week we celebrated 2 deaths. We have to prepare for our death. Death, as we know, is not the end of life. It is only a prelude to the promise of eternity. Death helps to give us the awareness of our life's limitation. We can realize that there are higher things that we cannot postpone. We have a higher destiny worth living, worth longing, worth sacrificing and dying for. We will have a good future after death if we live a good Christian life as taught by Jesus in the Bible. So, Master, when will this happen? Almost all the things that Jesus predicted 2,000 years ago have already happened. But Jesus did not give the specific time nor day of the end of the world. What he provided was the signs preceding the last days. Our role is not to speculate when, don't waste our time, but to be prepared always for any eventuality. In Mark chapter 13, Jesus says, so stay awake, because you do not know when the master of the house is coming. You do not know when you will die. and how you will die. So he says, if he comes unexpectedly, he must not find you asleep. There is a story about the three devils responding to Satan, their respective strategies of deceiving people to go to hell. And the first devil said, I tell people there is no God. But Satan replied, hey, that doesn't work. Most people believe there is God. You yourself, we also believe in God. You can't fool them about that. The second devil said, I tell people there is no hell. Satan replied, most people admit there is hell. So you can neither fool them about it. And the third devil said, I tell people there is still time. And Satan replied, go on, use that strategy and you will deceive many. Tell them there is still time. Tomorrow may imply postponement, but in a matter of salvation and the life of the Spirit, there is the urgency of the present, the here and now. So in Luke chapter 12, Jesus emphasized that urgency when he said, see that you are dressed for action and have your lamps lit. Be like men waiting for their master to return. Happy those servants whom the master finds awake when he comes. There is a saying, yesterday is but a dream, but tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every tomorrow a vision of home. Look well, therefore, to this day. The time is now. We decide here and now. We repent here and now. We are loved and forgiven here and now. We love and serve here and now. We live our faith and bear witness to our faith here and now. Now is the opportune and decisive moment, and that is Kairos. Master, when will this happen? Let us know. We want to know so that we will be prepared. Very simple. Start living a Jesus-driven life and start now. The time is now.